All right, so we're doing tear down for the cam swap here, and quick catch. Pulled the rocker off of I think it was, yeah, number 2 exhaust. No, yes, number 2 exhaust. I've never broken one of these this way. This is a hog leg push rod here. This guy's pretty stout, and I've never seen one break like this. It doesn't look like it's been broken very long. It's possible it broke just we took it apart. There's like no mashed up metal really in here. So maybe one of the last times I went to start the car and move the car, it broke. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Anyways, I just wanted to put that on the camera and say, wow. That is all. Whoa. So what I'm doing is I got to pull the blower drive off because we got to get to the balancer to do the degreeing of the camshaft, because with the RCD cover we have to degree every camshaft put in there because it kind of sucks. One of the changes I want to make on this motor or one of the future motors is either doing a Howard's or Innovation Racecraft's belt drive on it, and getting away from the gear drive. All the gear drives is very reliable and everything else is just, there's just some things that suck about it, and I can't help but think about the vibrations that get transmitted a little bit more into the camshaft itself. So this motor is a stock size core. All my big blocks are stock core. We just have some bigger lifters. We run a 904 lifter. But I do think a belt drive would probably be beneficial. So that's on the list of things to change for next year. Other than that, I'm gonna go do a tune, and then I'm gonna come back, get the blower drive off. We'll get that front inspection cover off, and then I'll see if I can't slide this bump stick out without pulling the intake off. So that's my hope. Okay, quick little break here. It's Friday at about 1 p.m. I'm gonna go get some lunch here. And we've got the old turbo camshaft is installed. Rockers are lashed in according to where my notes were before, where we needed them to be when it was cold. As it warms up on aluminum headed motor, cast iron block, it expands, so the lash will get bigger. Let's see. I still got a couple things I got to do on this as far as like getting the wiring back on the intake. Gotta get the fuel pump drive back on. We're gonna use the first stage of the Procharger kit over there. We're gonna put that on here to drive the fuel pump because it is a super nice setup. And then I've got to remount the fuel cell a little bit. Apparently I had it in this hole before because it fits pretty well there. I must have just cut a tab off over here for my front support, and then I'll extend a mount on the back. And then the fuel cell will be mounted, and then we're just going to kind of manipulate the fuel line right now to get it to work. And then if everything works okay, then I'll make some more permanent adjustments. So this is all just a trial test. So this isn't this isn't going to be permanent unless this thing runs hard. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna give it our best shot. And yeah, we're moving right along. So kind of getting the biggest part of the pain in the ass work done, which is going to be the cam swap. It's the most time consuming. And then to recap one more time what I got to do, I got to pull the trans, change the stator. Takes about an hour and a half to do that. Fuel cell probably another 30-45 minutes in. Slick's probably taking about 20 minutes. Radial's taking about 30, it's a little bit harder. We gotta snap our boost control back in, run our lines, do a pressure check. We're gonna put a back pressure sensor back on it. I don't think I'm gonna wire the bump box back in. I did bypass it for the blower setup. I gotta weld on some mounts for the turbos. I got a crack in the chassis I need to weld. And then I'll have to weld fuel cell mount in. I'll have to cut the nose for the downpipes. And then if there's enough time tomorrow, I'm gonna throw it on the dyno. And I wanna see what it'll make for power. Not run it hard, just enough to kind of see how it compares to last time it was turbo. And sorry, I'm lowering the car back down. I've got it up on jack stands for my tall butt to work on, so the tires are off the ground, and I got it to where I can move the rack inboard out of my way. So I do want to dyno it before we go, just to kind of do a systems check that way. Just kind of see how it does, kind of get a feel for what it's going to do. But if not, that's okay. We got a long day of testing Saturday, and we're going to be there for at least 6.5, 7 hours. I just jumped. That was loud. Holy crap, Megan. She texted me and sound system went off because I'm jamming here pretty good, but apparently that was enough to scare everything, including like a piece of pipe I had over here on top of my pack out because I don't see it there anymore. Woo! Goodness, girl. So other than that, we're just kind of moving on along here. Well, I guess I am. Yeah, so far so good. Everything's going on pretty smooth. I gotta glue the headers on. I hate that. My heads don't have enough meat to O-ring, so gotta glue them. So I'm getting ready to do that here shortly to get the headers on, and yeah, proceed on. So I'm gonna grab some lunch and come back, pick it up, and get rolling and get the turbo kit hung next.
Oh.
Okay. I got a big chunk of the work done. Turbo kit is back on, camshaft is in, lash is done, fuel system's replumbed. I still got to put a mount on that. Still got to pull the trans out to do the stator change. I did the front suspension adjustment already. Then you do the rear adjustment. But we are getting closer to being test ready. It's about 6 p.m. Friday. Actually, I think it's like 5:30. Just in time for me to get out of here shortly and go pick up some dinner for the missus and I. Got some stuff on my way here by my feet. But first, I need to do a systems check. So I want to double check the dome control. Put a brand new low dollar sensor in for that. I've got air on the system. I opened and closed my CO2 there. It's still holding air. So we don't have any leaks feeding the MAC valves. And I've got the MAC valves plugged back in and then everything's plumbed in. So I am going to hop in here. Ugh. Car's up in the air on the jack stand still, so I'm having a little bit of difficulty. Whee! Okay. Got most of me in here. Not my foot, but most of me. Okay. I put a pump gas winter tune in here. And, because I thought we were done. But one more weekend of something, you know. All right. CO2 is filled. I'm gonna be appreciative of being quiet again, but definitely not super excited. I'm curious to see what this thing will do on the turbo, but we'll see. We'll see if this is what we try for the first part of next year, or if this thing ends in utter failure, then I'll be jumping right back into the blower. So that's a nice thing. Everything's so modular. I mean, the time lapse to do the cam kit, do the camshaft change and the turbo kit install was about 8-9 hours total to do that, and really wasn't that bad. So let's see if that's Megan's order for tonight. Oh yeah, yep, she's looking. Okay. Oh man. This part might be boring and make it cut out, but I got to go back and grab a good, start with a good supercharger tune, and then I will work backwards from there. All right, first things first, for a turbo car, we need to make sure that our boost control is working. So dome's reading 0 right now. Oh, heck yeah. 10 pounds of dome. You can hear the MAC valves rolling. Sounds like we got vent and fills working. Alright. And what's our target dome there? 18. Alright. And then I'm going to do an oscillation test where I put air in it, and then I bleed air out of it, and then I put air in it, and I take it back out of it. Alright, and let's see what it does. So that works. Okay, we have boost controller works. Yeah, that's awesome. It's a great start. Okay. Well, I might have a bad coil. I got number 3 and number 2 are not firing currently. Or they're not making heat. So I gotta figure that out. Last time we put the car together, it did this on number 7, and it was one of my fuel injector crimp connections at the multi-pin connector at the back of the intake. The crimp had failed. Alright. The likelihood of 2 coils going bad is low, but not impossible. Alright, let's just see if these cylinders come back up on 10. You get a big boom? Oh, here one. Okay. Alright. Well, it sounds like maybe I toasted 2 coil packs. Alright. Well, these are Holly coil packs. These aren't Carter's. For everybody wondering, seeing how the guy put out a video about Carter coil packs and there being issues with them. So these are actually Holly's, but I got a couple in the trailer, so I'm gonna grab one. Okay, well, let's try it again. You know, I'm pretty sure I put the right camshaft in here, but 2 and 3 are cold, and those are the two that get flipped last on the LS firing order. Because I know I got a 4.7 and I got a 4.7-2.3 swap, and I'm wondering if I put the 4.7 swap in. So I'm going to change the firing order in the tune real quick, and we'll see if that fixes the problem. No, actually, looks like I installed the right camshaft. I think the blower, I thought the blower camshaft was a 4.7-2.3 swap, but it was not set up that way in the tune, so I'll have to double check my cam card on that one. I mean, however it was running correctly, because I mean, it ran hard. So, all right, let's see how it runs now. Yeah, that was it. So I guess I just forgot that the other camshaft on the blower combination was not a LS firing order. So I did install the correct camshaft for the turbo build, because this one is an LS firing order, which is a 4.7-2.3 swap, which makes them smoother and helps take out some of the harmonics. The good news is I can put my 2 brand new coil packs back in their boxes, because that wasn't the problem. So that's a plus. All right, well, I'm going to jump in there and do what every turbo guy has to do when you show up to the track, and put on the dinger. Some guys do it a dozen times, some guys do it once. I usually don't do it at all, but first time being back turbo in over 18 months, I think deserves some ding-a-lings. All right, it's Saturday. Came in to do a couple tunes actually, so it's like 11 o'clock, and I still have stuff to do. It's good getting some sleep last night. It's a good rest, and yeah, let's proceed forward and see what we can get out of this thing. Still got quite a bit to do. I've got to put some turbo braces on. I got to weld mounting tab on for the fuel cell. Got some welding at the chassis to do. I got to get my wastegate vent tubes fitted back on the car. They don't really fit the way they used to, just because a couple things are kind of in a different spot. I got to cut out the front end for the downpipes to come through on the corners here on both sides. You may be able to tell I've actually patched them back together probably about 4 times now, because of different turbo kit options, and you know, I like to have the front end in one piece. So I gotta cut those back out again. Got the converter to change out still. See, I think that's about it. We'll double check my list. Oh, I gotta mount tires. So I gotta mount tires. Yeah, stator, fuel cell. We did the cam change. Mount slicks, mount radials, the boost control works, the back pressure works. We're gonna skip the bump box for right now. Yeah, okay, so the list is getting pretty good, pretty small. So I still am trying to hopefully make enough time today without going too late in the evening to get this on the dyno, to shake it down, and yeah, make sure everything's hunky-dory there. So what else? I think that's about it. That's about it. So I'm gonna get to rolling here. Get her rolling, get her moving, get it back together, get it ready to go. Probably gotta test to make sure my tires can turn lock to lock before I lock everything in and do that stuff. So, okay, all right, put you back in time lapse mode, Megan's favorite mode. Woo! Okay, I think all the changeover work on the car is finally completed. That makes me look tiny. This is what it looked like if I was 5'2" and you were my height. Anyways, try to look angry down here. What I got left to do now is I'm gonna put on the dyno and we're gonna try some low boost pulls and just make sure everything's pretty clean on the tune-up. I don't really want to push it much over 1500 horsepower on the dyno, and really if it just makes 1000, I'd be okay with that too. So we'll drop it down, we're gonna do that, and then after that is successful, I'm gonna go ahead and mount up my tires for tomorrow. I gotta still put those on wheels, and may try loading it tonight. I got Elvira stuck in the trailer right now. It's got steering, but it doesn't have a motor, so it doesn't run. I gotta pull that out and maneuver it into the shop and put this in there. So I'm gonna see if I can do that. If not, I may just have to come a little earlier tomorrow and with Megan's help get that all switched around. So yeah. See how my battery pack's doing. You're a little low, so I'm gonna shut you off and I'm gonna move this over to the dyno and see how it does.